Hey, we're at the hydro test pond here at the Cromer terminal. We are set up for temporary fire protection with a booster pump here and a fire pump at the back. The booster pump's going to draw suction from the pond. It's quite a lift, and then it's going to feed into the suction side of the fire pump, which will then discharge through a hydrant into the underground and supply the site with fire water during the impairment. The procedure for starting the booster pump, this is where you're going to come first. If you need fire water on the site, you're going to come to the booster pump first. Basically all your controls are in this general area here. So we've got the control panel, we've got the master power switch, and then the throttle control is here, and then the emergency shutdown. So to start, you're going to come and turn the master power on. This engages the batteries. Once the power's on, you can turn the key to the run position. You should get lights. They should go out. Once they go out, you're simply just going to turn the key and start the pump. Once the pump is running, you can then adjust the throttle here. Counterclockwise increases the RPM, and you're going to want to set the RPMs to about 2,000, 2,200 RPM. Once you've done that, the priming valve here is in the open position. This will automatically, as soon as the engine starts running, will draw suction and start to pull water up the line from the pond. Once this line gets full, it takes 20 to 30 seconds. Once it gets full, you're going to see some water discharging out of this diaphragm here. When you see that, you should have pressure in the discharge line of the pump. You're simply just going to shut this valve off, and that'll stop the prime, and it will be now feeding the fire pump. Okay, so we're at the suction side of the fire pump. This is where the hose from the booster pump ties in to the system here. This is where you're going to come once you've got that booster pump running. This line here will be charged up and solid. You're simply just going to turn the master battery power switch into the on position, like so. Once you've done that, we'll go around to the control panel side of the pump and get it started. Okay, so we're at the control panel here for the fire pump. Couple things is you've got a key to turn the ignition into the on position, a start button. So once the key is on, the start button will actually start it. Throttle control, just like the booster pump. The primers, we shouldn't need them. That's just to prime and pull suction if you don't have a booster pump, so we won't need those. There's also LED work lights, so if you come in the nighttime and you need lighting, once the key is in the on position, well, once the battery power is on, you can see that there's lights available here so you can see what you're doing. We also then have the 5-inch discharge and the valve that will operate the send pressure to the underground. So when you come to the panel here, you're simply going to turn the key into the on position. Once it's in the on position, you'll simply push the button and it'll start. To shut the pump off, you can see here there's a pull to stop switch, so you're just going to pull that out and that'll shut the pump down. And again, throttle control counterclockwise increases the RPM. And when you increase the RPM, obviously you get an increase in discharge pressure. The gauges, we have a suction gauge, and then the discharge gauge is here. So you can set your discharge pressure based on what's happening downstream of the system.